Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis, updated commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions, and if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all these topics and subjects, looking for potential investment opportunities and sharing them with everyone in the community. We do have a special going on. Special is the coupon code. You can use that to save on the monthly or yearly memberships. Let's dive in and see what's going on today. So looking at the DXY, we did get a little bit of weakness early on. That's what the big wick at the bottom is. Basically doing a tagging of support, and that still looks good to go higher. So you break out of the resistance area, tag the support, which is the back test, retest, and we could potentially move higher. And I think it's being driven by stronger yields. So looking at yields, the 2-year yield is up. I've got my awesome little arrow there, and it is continuing higher. The next important level would be right at the about 4.2%, 4.15, 4.2, and if we can break through that, we could get moving higher even faster. The 10-year yield is also rolling higher, up 1.36%, and that looks good to continue on upward. And then the 30-year also ripping higher. We're starting to get into the resistance area. We could throw this going across here. A little bit of resistance up here, and we'll see if we can punch through and if yields will continue on up. And that's what it looks like to me, higher yields. TLT bond prices going down. I got the nice little arrow signifying that I think we could see weaker bond prices, stronger yields, weaker bond prices. And we're in that area, about 4.5% that Besant said he would step in. You'd be a man and step in here, hold those yields down. Yeah, we don't do any currency manipulation. We just hold yields down that manipulates the currency. 2-year versus the 10-year, so we are looking to go higher. Invert this curve, baby. Invert, invert, invert. Nice little flag pattern going on. We've broken out of this base to the upside, and that looks good to go higher. The recession boys are all looking for this to uninvert, and maybe we get it. I just don't see it yet in the chart in the short term. TYX TNX ratio down a little bit. No tailwinds for gold today with stronger dollar yields and this ratio pulling on back, basically reinverting. So gold's down about $65 an ounce. We're consolidating, obviously, but we could consolidate further lower if it wants to do that. We've had a pretty big run already. I mean, this is a gigantic run, and whenever things go vertical, I'm like, all right, hands off. We got wicks at the top. There's resistance there. You can see it, and we've been pulling on back. So a lot of people calling for this general area down here for a potential support region. We've got silver down 2.42%. That is an ugly looking candlestick. Remember when I said I don't like being next to these big red candles underneath resistance, rolling over with small green candlesticks. This very well could pull on back. We got our bearish engulfing today. So that looks like it's going to try to pull back here in the short term. We'll see if there's any follow through and what that follow through looks like. Platinum down 1.24. This still looks pretty well poised. This one looks good. We're squeezing into this corner here. I like this one a lot. I like it a lot. Platinum looks good. Palladium also down slightly, but still above support and this support down here. It does look like we could do one of these things. Maybe we can get in the low 900s or something like that for palladium in the short term. And then we'll probably get support at that general area like we've been getting. XAU to gold ratio, no movement today. Still at super low ratio level. for gold and silver mining companies in relationship to gold. Still a long runway ahead of us. We've got GDX down about 2%, pulling on back. Now, we're back here. I don't see any reversal candlesticks there, so I'm going to leave the arrow there. We'll see if we can get moving higher. We could be just coming back to this support region in that area there. We've got GDXJ down, and again, we've got support through here, so we'll see if it holds. And then SILJ is down a little bit, but I still think we could go higher. There's no reversal candlesticks here. It's not a ton of selling pressure. It was a gap down in the morning, but not much follow through here. It's a small little candlestick, so I'm going to leave the arrows upward. Crude oil down 1.3. It's a bloody nose, generally a continuation pattern. We do have some resistance through here. We very well could do a shoulder head and a shoulder if it wants to. And then we'll see the pattern, and that would be a bottoming pattern to move on higher. So we'll see what happens. Arrow still up. TTF gas down 2.5, and I drew this in there. I put in a falling wedge, 1, 2, 3. Looks good to go higher. putting in the upward arrow candlestick, or not candlestick, but upward arrow. Let me move this. Move to the inside. Natural gas pulling on back, minus 4.83. We're underneath resistance. We're trying to break through resistance. That's kind of where we're at with nat gas in America. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, down 0.55. Still looks good, though. Still looks good to go higher. Do I have the arrow? I don't have the arrow up there. Let's throw a little arrow in here. There you go. And then look at the fractal. The fractal overlay is right where we're at. And if it follows what that does, we could see a big, maybe upside move out of XOP. We'll see if we get follow through in it. OIH moving sideways, still bullish. I'm going to put the arrow in here. There you go. Arrowed up. It's just a flag pattern. Not a lot of strong, no strong selling pressure, at least not yet. Newcastle coal futures down slightly, down 1.8%, still above support, still looks okay. And we could bounce around for a little bit. Profits for the Uranium Trust getting a little bit of selling pressure, down 1.8. Not a reversal candlestick. The up arrow remains. Put it right there. Up arrow remains, and we'll see if we can punch through this flag pattern to the upside. Uranium moving sideways with this, and still looks good. Everything looks good, and it still has the upward arrow. URA, the equities up a little bit, 1.13 today. Looking good. Uranium down slightly, and URNJ down 1.5. Still looks good to go higher. I'm not changing my mind. Nothing's changing my mind yet. No good follow through here to the downside or anything. Nickel down slightly. And again, we could be bouncing around here for a little while. We've got some downside pressure, and we need to work off that downside pressure, generally with the consolidation. Copper down 1.77, still within the pattern. There's the pattern that is created, and I drew something like this. That would be my guess. We've got COPX down 1%. Still looks good to go higher, though. I'm not changing my mind. Still looks okay. No reversal candlesticks is really what I'm looking for in the trading patterns here. Lithium still looks good. Just a small little day, up 0.13. REMX down, small little day. Yeah, it's got a bearish engulfing today, but these candlesticks are so small where the opening and closing prices are pretty contained. I'm going to leave it going up until I see more follow through to the downside, but still looks okay. Iron ore tracking sideways within its pattern. It's squeezing up still. It has not broken out. Aluminum up 1.3. This one had an inverted flag, and again, I'm going to leave that there. I don't know. Let me put a little bit better. Something on the lines of that. Something on the lines of that. It's upward facing, so I'm still going to think it's going to go lower, perhaps. Baltic Dry Index, still inside of its pattern, chopping sideways. That's what we've got going on here. We've got emerging markets up 0.77, surprisingly, with the dollar up and yields up, but that's looking pretty good. Money's rotating into emerging markets, probably front-running dollar weakness. Maybe they're going to come in and buy a bunch of bonds. Move down 1.8, right above support. Still looks good to go higher. I'm leaving this thing in there. Boom, boom, boom. Carry slightly lower today, still above support, still holding on, still looks good for the arrow. I'll put the arrow up here. That's where we're trading. XHB down 2.5%. Stronger selling pressure, but no reversal candlestick. Maybe we're just going to fill this gap down here. Down in this region there. We'll put it at about $97 or so. Russell 2000 down slightly, getting some resistance. This could be a potential shoulder, head, shoulder. Maybe. We'll see if that happens. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And I'm still going to leave the upward arrow, even though we could go down to about, somewhere in this range there. We could loop around before going higher. The S&P 500, small little update. We've got the NASDAQ up 0.72, another small update. Everything's fine, still upside momentum. SMCI gapping higher, about 16% or so. There's your double bottom. So that we've got the arrow signaling that most likely going to go higher. We've got NVIDIA up 4%. That's looking good, breaking through its downtrend line, going higher. Bitcoin, we are paused at resistance, but I don't see any big reversal candlesticks here. The arrow remains that it's going to try to push through this resistance area. Ethereum down 2.9%. Still looks good to go higher. I'm going to keep it with the arrow up. This was my guess. We'll take that out. And still looks good to move on up. MicroStrategy. I've got a consolidation, maybe slightly lower off that bearish engulfing here. So we'll see if it consolidates, and buyers can come in here and push it higher if they want. The VIX is up 2.3, but still below a lot of resistance. That looks pretty well contained at the moment. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Use the special coupon code if you'd like to join. We've got a question and answer session coming up on Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'll see you there. It's a Zoom call. You can ask me whatever questions you like. All right. We'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.